Did you see the dog? I want to show you something I noticed. Doesn't he look a little rough? I love dogs, but this dog needs a bath and a comb and all kinds of love and care. I've never seen a dog in the White House like this. I remember Buddy. I remember Millie. I remember lots of dogs, but not a dog who seems... I don't know. I don't know how much love and care he is getting. Let's bring in the historians. I'm having fun with this, obviously, but I do want to talk about some stuff. Craig Shirley, Reagan biographer, presidential historian. Craig, welcome back. And Doug Weed, presidential historian, former advisor to George H.W. Bush. That's the White House where I remember Millie. Millie had like a staff, and they really took care of her. Very beautiful dog. This dog looks like from the junkyard. And I love that dog, but he looks like he's not been well cared for.
Greg Kelly going after the president's dog. Come on, man.
Oh, my God. What? You don't go after a man's dog? That's just unconscionable.
But,
why would he go after the dog?
Well, there's no danger that anyone saw it because it was on Newsmax. Anyway, speaking of obscure media that no one listens to, this is TV Town Podcast episode 0355, I'm going to guess.
Yes, 355 episodes of content that maybe someone's listening to.
Maybe, yes.
But maybe. I'm Tommy Milagro.
And I'm Bill Frost. And this week's episode is brought to you by official sponsor.
That would be our good old friends at Ogden's Own Distillery, the fine purveyors of the Five Wives vodka. And what better way to have Five Wives vodka than with a Mormon wife, the drink, as well as an actual Mormon wife, because irony.
It's a simple one, but tasty.
And we were talking about this in the green room here. Now, the Mormon wife is 1.5 ounces of Five Wives vodka, or as we just call it, lunch.
Yes.
What else does it contain, sir?
It contains, I believe, here I close the damn thing already.
Well, this is all on Five Wives' website there. I believe it's fivewivesvodka.com.
Yes, a splash of lime juice and top it off with some ginger beer and a lime wedge.
Now, some of you are going, that sounds like a Moscow Mule. No, there's no cup involved here. See, you gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
But this is now, what is this, week 4 or 5, where the drinking pipeline has been officially shut down. I'm starting to have sober thoughts.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
I know. Oh, it's a horrible thing, but thank God you have the drink pipeline. That's
good.
Important here.
I'm good here, yeah. And got to jump right into it. Got some new stuff this week to talk about.
All right.
First of all, I want to already broke this on the Twitter, but on HBO Max, The Nick, starring Clive Owen, has arrived on HBO Max exiled from Cinemax. I believe
that would be the Knick here.
The Knick, yeah, set in the 1900s. This is from Steven Soderbergh, and Clive Owen as a doctor who's into experimental procedures and doing a lot of coke. So big fun.
Know, like you do.
Big fun there, yeah. Pretty good series. 2 seasons, I think. No, maybe 3.
Well,
can't remember.
Well, there's one other thing we got to really crow about with HBO Max, and that's Banshee, folks.
Yeah, starting Tuesday, February 23rd, Banshee now also was not available anywhere but Cinemax for years, 4 seasons of it, starring Anthony Starr, or Homelander from The Boys, as you know him.
Yes.
This show is cool as fuck. It's violent, super violent. It's sort of a set in the Amish crime family world, which you may not have known about, but now you do.
Yeah, and I would say to those of you that would ask us, how violent is Banshee? Let me put it another way. You know how those times that Carl Urban is bloodying up a super? Well, dial that down by about 5, and you've got an idea here.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And also premiering this week on Tuesday, Superman and Lois on the CW.
Now, there was a lot of talk about this coming back, but it was going to happen, I think, last year. But, well, you know.
Well, a lot of stuff was going to happen last year. This is Superman, Clark Kent, Tyler Hoechlin. You know him from the crossover events. And
Supergirl.
And Supergirl, yes. And Elizabeth Tulloch, also from the crossovers. You also might remember her from Grimm, the TV series.
That's why she looked familiar.
Back then, for some reason back then, she went by the name Bitsy Tulloch instead of Elizabeth.
Bitsy?
Bitsy, yeah. Don't understand it. But yeah.
Okay.
Also in here is Emmanuel Cheriki as Lana Lang.
Ooh, okay.
That's a weird twist. And also Dylan Walsh from Nip Tuck is in here, too.
Now, when can we expect John Cryer to make his way to Superman and Lois? Let's just get that out of the way.
I bet it won't be long.
Yeah, and I never thought I would say this in my entire life, but John Cryer is a really convincing Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah. It's all those years working with Charlie Sheen, I think, helped him out there.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's method acting, so I'm sure it can work out that way.
Yeah, on Wednesday on FX and Hulu, Snowfall, the 4th season. This is set in the 1980s crack cocaine epidemic, and it's about how it all went down in South Central. It's not a documentary, but it's pretty close. It's a crime drama. If you like your drugs and gangs crime drama, and you can't wait for Sons of Anarchy is not coming back.
Yeah, Sons of Mayans is what we're trying to say here. Mayans, which will be coming up March 16th.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You'll get your J.D. Pardo fix very soon here.
Yeah, on Thursday, the 25th. It's a very special day, the 25th. I'll let you figure it out why. The final episodes of the Baroness von Sketch show from Canada are airing. Very fucking funny show. It's on IFC.
Nice.
And
sorry, go on.
Also on Peacock on Thursday, this should not be happening, but Punky Brewster, the reboot, on Peacock. She's all grown up, and now she's a single mother of 3. And I've seen the trailer. That's all I need to see. It's a laugh track nightmare, and I can't imagine why you would want to watch it, but it's there. And Thursday, we haven't talked about this one, but it wraps up on Thursday on FX. Hip Hop Uncovered, a 6-part documentary series about the seedy underbelly of hip hop. It's not just how it came to be; it's how crime pretty much funded the early days of hip hop.
Are we talking like this is in the days before Death Row and Suge Knight, or
goes all the way back. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic.
So that wraps up on Thursday, and you can watch it on Hulu whenever the hell you want.
Well, there's a lot of great shows there. Mostly the first 2, the Nick and Banshee, and Superman and Lois is great. The Punky Brewster, well...
No. And on Sunday, The Walking Dead is back.
Okay, so... is this the finale, or is this just...
this is the final run of episodes for Season 10, and then there will be a Season 11, and then it's going to be all spin-offs and whatever.
All zombie spin-offs all the time.
You're going to get your Daryl and Carol show, which I believe that's the title, the Daryl and Carol show.
You're putting too much emphasis in enunciation. It's Daryl and Carl.
Daryl and Carl, yeah. And also the Gold. I think we talked about this last week. I was mistaken. It's actually this weekend on Sunday. The Golden Globes, hosted by Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Tina Fey on the East Coast, Amy Poehler on the West Coast.
And now 100% Ricky Gervais free.
Oh yeah. And also here's some interesting news.
All right.
That's not it. Amber Ruffin. Amber Ruffin, of the Amber Ruffin Show on Peacock, starting this Friday and March 5th. It's going to get a shot on regular network NBC TV on Friday nights after Seth Meyers. Instead of reruns of A Little Late with Lily Singh, they're gonna show that week's new episode of the Amber Ruffin Show that is appearing on Peacock. Will also be on NBC.
Okay. And is that Ruffin? Are you FFIN?
Yes.
All right.
And if you're not watching the Amber Ruffin Show on Peacock, it's you can watch it on the free version of Peacock. You don't have to pay to see it. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but here's my question: if it's so fucking hilarious, why is it on network TV?
Well, this might be the first step into that. It's
okay.
It's getting a lot of notice for being on Peacock. It's getting a lot of critical acclaim, and hence the NBC trying it out on TV.
So, do we have to do our part here as woke male feminists and say this is the show you got to watch harder?
Oh yeah, well I've been saying it for months now, but yeah, now you don't have to have Peacock to watch it.
Okay, so folks, watch this harder. Let's get it on network, and then afterwards, thank us for it. That's all we ask.
I don't know where you'll put it on network though. I don't want to kick off Lily Singh.
Oh, I have an idea. Kick off Jimmy Fallon. Then
okay, there we go. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
And
now some of you are going, what about the Roots? No problem. Absorb it into Amber Ruffin.
Keep the Roots.
Everything smooths over.
Yeah, the Amber Ruffin Show doesn't have a band, therefore she's going to need one. There you go. Problem solved.
Questlove, listen to us. Follow the show. Watch it harder.
Yeah. And following up on a homework assignment given to me by Dr. White.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted me to run down I believe it was the history of black presidents in television and movies. And I've got a few here. Going all the way back to 1933, Rufus Jones for President. It was a musical comedy. Sammy Davis Jr., a young 7-year-old Sammy Davis Jr., is told that he will anyone can become president, and he later dreams of his own inauguration. So that would be like, if not the first, among the first, 1933. Rod Serling's adaptation of Irving Wallace's The Man was going to be on ABC television in 1972. But ABC said, no, we don't want to air it, so they put it in theaters instead. Paramount did. And this starred James Earl Jones as the president.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What year was that?
1972.
Wow, that's far back in the past.
Yeah, 1977, Richard Pryor played the first black president on a sketch on the Richard Pryor Show, which was a very short-lived NBC series.
That's what you kids would call Dave Chappelle, the beta release.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I have this DVD set around here somewhere, because I don't think you can stream it anywhere, but it was pretty hit and miss, but there was some really funny shit and some shit you can't believe got on network television back then.
Oh, man.
In 1983, the science fiction film Born in Flames set in Born in Flames, about a radical feminist insurgency set in an alternative United States socialist democracy, features a black president. Oh my God, we're here!
This is what the GOP predicted, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what the liberals
their
want.
Prophecy.
Yeah, I've never. And the name of the filmmaker is Lizzie Borden. That's actually her name.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, her actual last name is Borden, and her first name was something similar to Elizabeth, and she decided, I just want to be Lizzie Borden. She liked the sound of it.
Oh, well, because Bitsy Borden was probably taken.
Yes, exactly, yeah. In 1993, Sequest DSV had a black president played by Stephen Williams, he of 21 Jump Street.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Man, it's a shame when they throw away a perfectly good white voter like that.
Yeah. In 1997, The Fifth Element, Tom Lister Jr. played President Lindbergh.
Excuse me, Mr. Frost. Do you mean Tiny Lister, also known as Zeus from the WWE?
Of course, yes. He was not only the president of the United States, he was the president of Earth.
Yeah. So he had the big job, and that's a hard thing to do when you got one eye to focus on the world.
Yeah,
Literally.
1998, Deep Impact, the movie featured Morgan Freeman as the president.
Yes.
Of course, 24 came along right around, 1999, I think?
It was like 99, 2000, around there.
Yeah, Dennis Haysbert played President David Palmer. And later on, D.B. Woodside played a president on 24 as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Chris Rock wrote, directed, and starred in as the president in the 2003 comedy Head of State.
And that was also notable because I think that was like one of the last movies by Bernie Mac in that year, wasn't it?
Could be, yeah. 2004, Chappelle's Show had a sketch called Black Bush, which featured Dave Chappelle as a black interpretation of President George W. Bush. This sketch also featured Jamie Foxx as Black Tony Blair. And,
how did I miss that?
And Mos Def as Black Head of the CIA.
Oh, I need to rewatch that. Oh, wait, I can because it's on Netflix now.
In 2004, a CBS series I barely remember called Century City had a fictional timeline. I think it was set in the year 2030, and Oprah was the president.
Wait a minute, not The Rock? Oh, wait, never mind. My bad. He doesn't become president until 2032. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't mean to bury Allen the timeline.
Yeah, Louis Gossett Jr. played black president in 2 movies in 2005, Left Behind, World at War, and Solar Attack.
Wow.
He played 2 different black presidents, yeah. Of course, Idiocracy, 2006, President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho, Terry Crews, yes.
President Camacho, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. 2006, a BBC series called Random Quest featured a alternate reality in which Condoleezza Rice was the president of the United States.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. The Brits really had a low opinion of the USA at that time.
Yeah, in ABC's 2008 series, which Life on Mars, which was a remake of a British series, it hinted that Malia Obama would become the president in 2035.
There's plenty of time. She can do it.
And getting into the post-Obama election years, Danny Glover played the president in 2012, the movie, in 2009.
I'm too old for this presidency shit.
The 2010 NBC series The Event starred Blair Underwood as the president.
Oh, man.
Jamie Foxx played the president in 2013 in White House Down. Samuel L. Jackson played the president in 2014 in the movie Big Game. In the 2014 NBC series State of Affairs, Alfre Woodard played the president.
Okay.
In 2015, Keith David voiced the president of the United States in a season 2 episode of Rick and Morty, the Get Swifty episode.
Oh, wow.
In 2019, you might remember Veep had a few flash forward scenes. It revealed that there would be 2 black presidents in one in 2025 and one in 2041.
Mm-hmm.
And Morgan Freeman once again played the president. Let's see, in Angel Has Fallen. He also was in London Has Fallen and all the other Londons. And of course we have President Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which we'll get here in a minute here. I just want to leave off with this one. It's also have a music anecdote here. Parliament, 1975 album Chocolate City featured a song. Actually, the whole concept featured Muhammad Ali as the president and James Brown as the vice president.
You're kidding.
Nope.
This is awesome.
So that's I don't think that's a complete history of black presidents in movies and TV, but that's quite a few.
Well, it's what you would expect from the liberal Hollywood elite.
Yeah, maybe others are being
black
hidden.
people lead the world.
Others are being hidden from us, probably.
Yeah. I feel like I learned something today. I really have learned a lot in that short amount of time, which is really appropriate for Black History Month.
And I can't believe this is happening. Criminal Minds just barely ended a year ago, almost to the day. And now they're over at Paramount Plus, which takes over from CBS All Access on March 4th.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. Don't worry. It's just hoarders here. They're just trying to get into my cardboard box studio. Fend them off, Cujo. It's all good.
Yeah, Paramount Plus is is talking about making a revival of Criminal Minds.
Why do we need a remake?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, okay. Was it octogenarians were going, what happened to Mandy Patinkin?
No, they don't know they don't know how to use Paramount Plus. No, it's just first of all, you got serial killers. Everybody loves serial killers. Everybody loves serial killers. Write that down. And and also it's a known quantity. It's a brand name. It ran for 15 fucking seasons, so it's definitely got some name recognition. So I don't think they're going to get any of the original people back. Maybe they could get Mandy Patinkin back.
Well, couldn't they have just done Criminal Minds Miami, Criminal Minds New Orleans, Criminal Minds SVU?
They tried doing two spin-offs. One was Suspect Behavior, starring Janine Janine Garofalo was in there, always wearing long sleeve shirts because tats. And Criminal Minds, Beyond Borders, both of them not good. So they tried, neither one of them stuck. So they're just going to go with the original flavor here. And I'm guessing it'll be all new, young, hot cast.
Okay. Well, that's great. There's nothing wrong with the new hot cast. But I'm just thinking, because CSI spun things off like into infinity and beyond with Miami and New Orleans and
New York. They didn't do New Orleans. That's NCIS.
Oh, but what about the Criminal Minds Salt Lake City? Oh wait, that's Real Housewives. My bad. So many spin-offs.
But I'm still trying to find my favorite CSI spin-off, Cyber, on any kind of streaming service. It was so fucking terrible.
Do we have to unearth this? Do we have to?
I'm gonna find it. Patricia Arquette and Ted Danson led that one.
Well, let me ask you this, man. Did they do something just so offensive on that show that they said, no, we don't recognize it anymore?
No, it was at least Miami and New York ran for several seasons. CSI Cyber only lasted one. And it was like a geezer's eye view of like how the technology works. Like hackers could send signals to your printer and explode it and shit like that.
Oh, by the way, there's our title right there, Geezer's Eye View. So I was trying to struggle for one. That works. And this also would play for Britain, Geezer's Eye View.
Yeah, so, yeah. And,
I love it.
And so I've exhausted my television news, so I think you know what that means.
Well then, I say please hit the music.
It's sports. Tommy Milagro. Go, team.
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the important sport of professional wrestling, and that's our Elimination Chamber edition. Why did I forget to mention the pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, you ask?
That title always kills me, because an Elimination Chamber, that's a toilet.
It should be a big deal, but, there's just too many pay-per-views in between Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, and it should be a big deal because it's basically a steel cage contraption, but I just can't care about it. There is a couple of things about this here because Kofi Kingston had the G4 Network logo on his trunks at Elimination Chamber, which is really interesting because one wonders if the WWE third-party policy applies or not in this circumstance. This is according to the news and rumors section of SlamWrestling.net, where I, your humble author and purveyor of an MBA,
drink.
I'm reading from here, and but the other interesting thing is that Lacey Evans had announced on the WWE that she is pregnant. Now, here's where it gets interesting. She is pregnant in real life with her husband, but she is also being escorted by, the nature boy, Ric Flair.
Aw.
So, hilarity is going to ensue out of this. And we should probably, no, I'm going to save this to the end here. Interesting other developments here since we were talking about the Young Rock show, the debut of Young Rock this past Tuesday scored a 5.3 rating for its time slot. So it came in second overall ratings among major news network shows, losing to NCIS. but it had the most viewers in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic there.
It was a solid debut episode. I was expecting, between the two, Young Rock and Keenan, I was expecting Young Rock to be the weaker one and Keenan to be the one to knock it out of the park, but just the opposite.
Nope.
Young Rock was a fantastic pilot episode. Got a lot in there, and it was fucking just funny and heartwarming and all the things he was looking for. Keenan, on the other hand, was like being beamed in from outer space, with a non-existent laugh track that seems like it should have been there, but it was just fucking weird.
Here's what I would say. That's great that it has a strong debut. Me, on the other hand, I will say, let's let time tell the tale. So let's see if it stays consistent. Because
and NBC gave it a second slot on Thursday after Mr. Mayor.
Right. Well, here's the other thing to keep in mind here, folks, is that, and we at SlamWrestling.net, specifically Bob Kapoor, I believe, or maybe it was Dave Hillhouse, wrote about that. And the thing was, for the debut episode, they packed in a lot from his years as a kid to his teens to his to when he's going to the University of Miami. So my only concern about that, and please take a moment to take a page from Stephen Amell from Arrow and pace out the flashbacks. Just pace them accordingly. Well, that's all I ask for.
That's the whole show is going to be flashbacks.
Yeah, just pace them a little bit. Just don't cram too much is all I'm asking for. But that's just me. So we'll have to follow this Young Rock story as it keeps developing here. So two other stories I'm just going to end with here. So this comes from F4W Online. Large numbers of WWE employees are getting stock awards. And according to WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston.
WrestleNomics?
Yes, WrestleNomics.
Okay.
He tweeted Thursday that a large number of WWE employees are being given a 3,000 stock award that fully vests in March. Now, this news comes roughly a week after the company told employees there would be no impending raises, bonuses, and promotions coming, understandably causing some negative feelings as a result. It's unknown whether the stock award was directly tied into the unhappiness after the announcement. And as mentioned before, lately WWE is trying to crack down on, any third-party involvements. So don't expect any cameos and don't expect any OnlyFans. Don't expect any Patreons anytime soon on that subject. And of course, in an unrelated story, WWE President Nick Khan acquired 10,464 shares of WWE stock, according to an SEC filing. The value of those shares as of Thursday's close last week was $494.633. So what I'm just trying to say here, if for those subredditors that are out there listening, if you kind of feel like you want to take a stock here, go for it. And finally, this. This is going to be a bit painful here. You might want to take a swig of the Mormon wife here.
Okay.
You need the genius juice for this. And we reported about this before. Oh, God, I need another drink. Yeah, it's going to be this painful. All right, here we go. Bad Bunny was the musical guest on Saturday Night Live last night.
Yes, he was.
And
Loco.
And he performed with the WWE 24/7 Championship. So, yeah, they're still going forward with him going to WrestleMania. So, if you feel like WrestleMania is going to be a bit of a turkey, ladies and gentlemen, just know it's not a turkey, but it might feel like a bit of a Bad Bunny because it's sports.
And sports, so Tommy Milagro, go team.
Yeah, and for the record, some of you are probably wondering, what was that weird sound near the end? That was my soul just dying a little bit more every day. God, why is this a thing?
Oh, so I only watched 2 films over the weekend.
Okay.
One of them.
Is this part of Bill's Movie Corner?
This is Bill's Movie Corner with a K. The first one I saw was Monster Hunter.
Okay.
Monster Hunter starring Mila Jovovich. Yes. And this is a movie directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, her husband. So we're kind of in Resident Evil mode here. And what it is she plays a leader of a small squadron of soldiers who are sucked into an alternate reality where it's basically a sand planet. It's a Mad Max sand planet populated with all sorts of fucking terrifying monsters. And it's her fighting her way back to this world and then trying to keep the monsters from coming into this world. And it's pretty action-packed. If you miss Mila Jovovich in her ass-kicking Resident Evil mode, you might want to check this out.
If I'm going to channel our inner punk here, I give it 3.5 shots of Porter's rye whiskey and maybe a Mormon wife here for Mila's ass-kickingness.
Yeah.
Hellscapes in the sand.
Yeah.
What else would you add to that?
Also starring Ron Perlman.
Oh, yes. Correction. 4.5 shots of Porter's rye whiskey.
You get some Ron Perlman action in there. The other one I watched was I Care a Lot. It's a Netflix thing. This stars Rosamund Pike as she's a professional guardian to old folks who she takes care of senior citizens' estates and places them in homes. And she's part of a racket that basically looking for any senior citizen to stick in a home, whether they actually need to be or not. And then they just take over their finances and eventually suck them dry. And her and her assistant slash girlfriend Aiza Gonzalez and Alicia Witt is also, she's on the hospital side there. She's kind of allowing these things to go on. They spot what they call a cherry, which is a senior citizen with no meddling family and apparently piles of money. And so, and this is played by Diane Wiest, who's a perfectly capable 70-something woman. But they run some paperwork, run some scams, and they get her stuck in the old folks' home. But she's not just some old lady. She's got some ties, and those ties are to gangster Peter Dinklage.
Oh. No, you're kidding me.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage just chewing the scenery like there's no tomorrow. And it's got a little bit of a hint of a kind of a Coen Brothers type movie. If you remember movies like Burn After Reading, it's got kind of that feel to it. It's dark, but it's also got some comedic touches to it. And
This kind of feels like a scene from Fargo, or at least a series from Fargo.
yeah. There's it's fucking between the battle between Peter Dinklage and Rosamund Pike is just beautiful.
So let me ask you this: is the reason he's chewing the scene because he knows he can't play Tyrion anymore? Could that be the reason?
Just you'll have to see it. You'll have to check out the power beard on Peter Dinklage in this movie.
Like, is he still hanging on to Game of Thrones, or is it?
I think this is well beyond a Game of Thrones beard. It's its own thing.
Wow.
It could have its own movie.
Oh wow! Like, this is an epic beard. I have to
quite an epic hipster beard. Yes.
Oh, even better.
Yes.
I want this.
That's on Netflix. I Care a Lot. Definitely check that one out. And yeah.
Oh, I got something to add here on my side.
All right.
A couple of things one thing I've watched recently, and we've talked about it before, I believe. The Muppet Show is now on Disney Plus.
You know, I had something about this.
Oh, okay. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, do you want to take it, or should I?
Yeah, it's just about 18 episodes of The Muppet Show from years gone by. Mm-hmm. Are now on Disney Plus. 18 of them have disclaimers about shows that might be offensive to certain peoples.
I had a screenshot of this, and it doesn't happen with all of them, like you said, but I went to Steve Martin when he was guest starring, and it had that. And it says here, and I'm reading this verbatim, this program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. These stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now. Rather than remove this content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future together. Disney is committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe. To learn more about how stories have impacted society, visit www.disney.com/stories matter. Now, let me give you the setup. The scene that I think they got worried about. So in this scene, Kermit and Gonzo are having this little deal, and Gonzo's saying, "I've got this great act. You've got to hear it." Kermit's ignoring him, saying, "I don't want to hear this." But Gonzo's like, "I'm going to tell you anyway. I am going to dance with a cheese." And then Kermit's like, "Still don't care." And it's like, "And it's a female cheese." You're dancing with a female cheese? Well, of course it's a female cheese, because I don't want to dance with a male cheese, because that would be weird. So now I'm going, really? That's it?
Yeah.
That was the reason?
Yeah, there's another instance is here. This is from the AV Club. Another instance is Johnny Cash performing in front of a Confederate flag.
Yep, they talked about that too.
Yeah.
So, and and here's the other thing, and it's probably in the AV Club and some other stories as well. They're doing that with a lot of other movies, because Peter Pan had some pretty negative stereotypes about Native American people.
Yep.
And let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, and Dumbo had crows, and that probably had some allusions to the...
That's right.
Yeah, to the Jim Crow era. Meanwhile, I'm going, well, gee, that's wonderful. Hey, why don't you give us Song of the South while you're at it?
Nope,
okay?
not going to happen.
Let's continue that discussion.
Not going to happen.
Oh, I know it's not going to happen, but if you're going to bullshit me with all this, give me a break. Meanwhile, WandaVision's just still screwing with my head. That was the other thing I watched.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that goes without saying. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, that's still a bit of a mind fuck right there.
Absolutely.
But a good one.
Absolutely. All right, let's get out of here. We want to thank our sponsor of the week, Five Wives Vodka from Ogden's Own Distillery. And, of course, we have others as well.
Yes, and as Mr. Frost takes another sip of the Mormon wife from Five Wives Vodka, please also keep in mind that Ogden's Own also has Madame Patarini Gin. They also have the Porter's Fire, and of course the aforementioned Porter's Rye Whiskey. Then, if you want to feel like you want to go underground, because who wants Jägermeister? That's such a sorority drink. Don't ask me how I know that. Then, of course, if you want to branch out, you'll want to go to Sugar House Distillery, then to Outlaw Distillery, and of course, we have to thank Bohemian Brewery, who still gives Mr. Frost pallets and pallets of beer, which thankfully is chilled in the which one, 7th or 8th basement? I can't remember.
9th.
Now, see, we're overflowing at this point at the TV Tan Studios. But of course, you also want to really give that Mormon wife a bit of a flair. So stop by Boustique in downtown Salt Lake, visit Ivy, and say, hey, what glassware is going to really accentuate my Mormon wife? Yes, her too, but what's going to accentuate the drink? So either way, whether it's a brewery, a distillery, or a fine purveyor of booze accoutrements, just remember to wear a damn mask. Is it asking so much at this point?
It's been almost a year, fuckers.
Yeah, and some of us would like to be out in the bar sometime soon. Thank you very much. Mother of Christ. All right, I think that covers all the nuts there. I'm going to try to go through the Muppet Show and go, really? That's what you're censoring it for? Really?
Well, they're not censoring it. They're just letting you know.
Still going to go with that same take there.
Yeah, so
either way,
good night, America.
And jiggle that handle. It is time to flush.